Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Hey nerds, this episode of Venture Forth is sponsored by Hero Forge. We've been it's been amazing to be partnered with Hero Forge for these last several episodes, but one of the coolest things that has come from our partnership with Hero Forge have been our minis.
Yeah.
That they have made us. Everybody has them. They're so freaking cool. The level of details on these, though, I think it is a cut above anything else I've ever seen. Like the kit bashing that is available. The thing like Seeker, dude, you have the scroll. You got the earring.
Let's go.
Armor looks so cool too. It's so rogue.
I put like 5 earrings on the ear, made them really small, and positioned them so they would fit around the ear.
So you get bashing for that?
I did.
You made it
That is
just
really
right.
cool.
And I always wondered, like, how would the backpack fit with the cape robe thing?
Yeah.
And I got to kit bash that in there so it fit really nicely and seamless. I spent, what you can do is, like, instead of working, you can spend a countless amount of hours.
Too many hours, honestly.
designing.
Frankly.
Yeah. I like the gold coins too.
Oh my God, Shane helped me with that.
back at the-
and you know
base.
what? Most of them are platinum because
Yeah,
Of course.
Even
Even
though
though
on brand.
I believe many of those are in Stillgate somewhere, but
that's actually
with a certain guy named Jordan.
Jordan Ford.
Yeah, it's just in his closet. He's like,
Do you have a tally of how many coins or how
Someone
much
made
money
it.
you've given away?
we need a counter. We need a counter.
It's probably the amount that's on the base.
Yeah.
I love like the dust step dagger. Like I got to you can color correct like all of this. You can make it all whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the kit bashing really makes the pro subscription practically essential because of how
100%.
much customization
Yeah.
it gives
Being able
you.
to tweak stuff like this shoulder pad that I was talking about earlier, like being able to just like move it exactly to where I wanted to, it makes it look so much better.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I mean?
I had such a good experience with when I sent them in, they were like, "Hey, we'll have to change the size of the X, Y, and Z." I think the dice on yours to make it stable or whatever.
Right.
But at no point were they like, "You're gonna have to lose the bandages." They weren't "We have to change your design." They were just like, "Well, this is gonna have to be a little bit different."
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like a really good experience.
No, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
It came out great.
And
Love it.
I think we all know, right? Like when we design characters, right? PCs, they're so near and dear to our hearts. So having the ability to offer that, the fact that they offer that level of customization, so you can really see your vision come to life is
cool.
just so
Yeah,
And if it's not here now, it might be next week because they add
right.
new
Yes.
They
shit
keep adding
every single week.
on top
Yes,
of all
they
this
do.
stuff, because there are so many different shoulder pads I could have picked.
Yeah.
And it's
Imagine.
it was
Yeah.
almost too many. I was like,
Shoulder
which
Well,
one
and
works
one day,
best?
and guys, if you ask for it, maybe one day we'll have a little Iron Light pauldron.
Like Pauldron,
It'll be there.
We're not telling you
I
to
can't wait. That'd be
harass
so
your
cool.
We're not-
gorgeous
We're not
support
telling you to do
team,
it, but we're also not
but
telling you not
Nah.
to do
Yeah,
it.
right them. Tweet them.
Not
Don't do
encouraging.
it.
We're not
Nobody would
discouraging.
encourage you to comment
No
on
one
all of Hero
here.
Forge's posts that you want Venture Forth
I
content.
mean, I'm just saying, every week, one of those weeks could be ours.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
VF
You know what I mean?
VF pack, yeah.
It's just all of our stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love that a ton. But
That'd be
make
wild.
sure you go check them out. They're freaking fantastic. We love our minis, and thank you, Hero Forge. They're freaking awesome. So make sure to go check it out. Also, before I forget, because I've done that before.
No.
Hey, you forget it's happened to me. We have a merch store too.
Yeah.
So you can go to our merch store. We have some awesome stickers in there.
We do.
They're fantastic. And, with the more things come, hopefully, if, the stickers get bought or whatever and put on, water bottles and cars and blockers and books and a laptop.
Kindles.
Really
Babies.
any solid
Babies.
thing.
Any solid
Just slap
stuff.
at
them on
all.
doors.
Just put it on anything. You
All
you
over.
can put it on the bottom of your mini. And mine says DN Seth. Anyway, go check it out. It's freaking cool. So
Natural
with
20?
that being said, natural 20. Hey, good. Waste them now, bud.
No!
With that,
Wow.
we will go ahead and jump in. So today we are being kicked off by Rodney.
Let's go.
What? You know?
I know.
You remember?
I remember.
We're
doomed.
Because I
too
wrote
strong.
it.
He's getting too strong.
Because I wrote it down.
He's leveling up. Hello, I'm Sika.
Oma.
Kellic.
Flynn.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes, With your flock of dust-collar cockatrices in tow behind you, you began to tread the ancient pathway toward the ruins of Primordia. Yeah, you forgot there's 90 cockatrices.
Oh my God.
60 cockatrices.
Little
just
lizard
in a little,
chickens. Just...
Yeah, lizard chickens just walking down the road behind you.
Yeah, we did that.
But you
Oma did
began
that.
to set down the ancient roadway to Primordia. Thanks to the overwatch of the flying form of Drennick high above, you were all forewarned of the sentries along the roadway around the corner. And in service of your mission to remain unseen and unnoticed, you all devised a plan to take the sentries by surprise and neutralize them before anyone could be made the wiser as to your presence. Drennick took to the skies with Olma and Seeker in tow while Flynn and Kellic approached on foot. Posing as Keldorian soldiers who'd gotten turned around somehow, you distracted them for long enough until you sprung your trap, which basically was Olma.
That was so fun.
From the top, Olma immolated the two guards atop the crumbling watchtower. Kellic disarmed the alarm system he saw just in time on the inside. Flynn dispatched the ground forces, and Seeker tried not to hurl.
Yep. Great success.
Yes. With aplomb and success. A lone survivor from among these Kaldurian soldiers remained, a young soldier who filled you in on the status of the encampment, where the loyalties of the soldiers here in Primordia lie, and he shed a little light on just how harsh life can be in Kaldor thanks to the people in power and their relentless quest for dominion. You spared this young lad and moved on further down the road, forewarned of the following guard tower thanks to his working knowledge of the encampment, and you approached that guard tower, once again, neutralized them before anyone could be alerted to your presence. And as the magic of Olma's, what was it? Not vitriolic sphere, the big green one that you cast.
Sickening Radiance.
Sickening Radiance, yeah.
As the Sickening Radiance, the light fades. This time, no survivors on the inside of this particular tower. You see, it is you guys in the darkened interior of this crumbling watchtower. You know, thanks to the Kaldurian soldier that you have captive, that this was the last official guard outpost between you and the ruins, and it is not very far away. So, I ask you all, what do you wish to do?
I will. Where's Drennick? He's landed.
Drennick is landed.
Drennick was taking us to somewhere to rest before, but closer to.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys. So we wanted to. You guys want to push into the city.
That's right.
And basically try to get deep into it, and then find a place to hide.
The army.
So that they can be near at hand for when and if anything happens when you eventually try to spring out the dust collars.
I thought Drennick had an idea of where to go, right?
He
has like, this is a good spot for
Yeah, he knows Drennick and the other dust, specifically the Sandcallers, the druids of the Dustcaller tribe. They have all been to Primordia before in the past. It's part of their economy is to like get old relics from inside of here and like old stuff, and trade it with the outside world for a big return because it's so hard to get into the ruins. So they've all been there before, and he is familiar. He has suggested, basically like a crumbled building that's kind of like south of the city center, where he thinks that there's like a ruin that is large enough to house the dust callers, but again, keep them relatively near at hand. And I do remember there was some discussion of, because of course the big problem was that much life in any given area might attract some of the undead that dwell within the ruins. And I remember there were some plans discussed about that and some potential measures that could be taken. So that was kind of where you guys left off. Drennick is still in his War Eagle form, and he is nearby. He dropped off the two of you inside of the tower, and is still in his War Eagle form at present moment.
And you had called him. Okay.
Yeah. How much farther?
And he reaches out with one of those giant talons, and he scribes like just a single like one. About an hour of travel before you actually see the ruins.
All right, we'll stick to this plan then. If it works well enough for you, be safe up there.
Can we ask the god when the next watch is coming?
We had just handed him back to some of the Sandcallers, right?
Yeah, he's like in the back with Brova or with Zivra, and Brovac. Basically, he is bound, and he's just like walking at the front of this little army of cockatrices. He did tell you that this is about shift change time.
Yeah.
So you guys do understand that there's probably a shift change coming down the road.
Okay.
Well, I think there's one coming, so we'll just keep an eye out for it, and if we see them Hopefully we can stop
It'll
them.
be 4 soldiers at the most,
Right.
given what we've seen.
Take them out.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the thing that you do with the bodies?
And I'll sort of look up to Drennick. That's all right, Toma.
But what if they come back as dead?
I shrug at the bird.
And because he retains all of his like intelligence.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he kind of like nods.
And I'll set to it. At least to undead, I will excoquo and send them on their way.
And don't come back.
They shan't, Toma.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that just made me think of something. Anyway.
Great.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. So Kellic, as you finish your incantation and the bodies crumble to ash, you see Drennick kind of backs out, like shuffles out back of the of the crumbled back half of this watchtower, and once again takes to the sky. Just basically goes up and circles above you guys.
Yeah, well,
You guys kind of carry on.
take the lead, do what we were doing. I think we're going a little bit in front of the
Staggering
army.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So they,
You guys, if I remember right, they're like a quarter mile behind you,
Yeah.
basically. And moving pretty, like, one of the things that they're trying not to do is, like, kick up a bunch of dust and stuff like that. They're all, like, moving stealthily.
yeah.
Effectively, so that they don't give away their position. These are, again, creatures who are very familiar with being and remaining unseen. So they have the natural proclivities to prevent that. And they're not encumbered by being actual cockatrices. They just look like them.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Drennick takes to the sky, and you guys kind of keep walking. About 20 or 30 minutes go by before Drennick once again returns, and you hear like he's like poof, like lands down on the ground, and nods in the direction of the roadway, and he does say, like, he reaches out with one of his talons and 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like marks, and then
Yeah.
Well, if I don't know, can they see through people that aren't seen, invisible? Maybe you two just sneak up ahead, get behind them, and then we can just kind of pincer them. You and Seeker, maybe sneak up, be behind. We pincer them together and take them out quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Grand.
Well, I guess we just wait here. Drennick, tell the army to pause, and
Well, we're in garb, so we can
good
go
idea.
up where the soldiers that were leaving, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just keep walking. We'll wait for you, and whenever things seem to turn south, jump on them. That'll be your cue to attack.
I'm keeping track of how much I've used my hood.
Yeah.
I've only used 15 minutes, so I'm gonna
Cool.
put it back on.
cool.
Do you want me to make you invisible instead of use that?
Okay.
Okay. Sinno. Sinno.
Oh. What level spell is that?
Oh shit.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe not. depending on-
What? Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so
it is third.
don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
Well,
You
I
would
can
know that.
I can cast a second twice.
They could just do it at
Yeah, I
the
can do
level 3
second
times. Yeah.
Oh, it's not concentration?
It's concentration.
Oh.
So I will use my hood.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's better. I think, yeah.
There you go.
Because they're
Okay.
like pretty close, right? It won't be that far.
Yeah.
They're
off.
around the corner, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, all right, hood goes up. The two roguey rogues, well, the rogue and the monk, the two sneakies, go
Sneakies.
forward.
The sneakies?
The sneakies.
Yeah, and then
So-
Drennick goes back to pause. the
And
army.
yeah, Drennick goes back. You see him like he takes off, goes back, and about 10 minutes later, the two of you sneaking around the corner, just basically walking up the main roadway. You do see as a contingent of 4 soldiers, you see that they're pretty spread out. Like the 2 live Caldurian soldiers are like probably 50 feet ahead of the 2 whites that are behind them.
Oh, there's whites
And
too.
there are 2 undead who
Yeah.
are just like their swords are sheathed, but they're just like in lockstep, like
So they're
marching
gonna-
mechanically. And you
I
just
like
see,
I nudge Seeker because I'm like, he can't see me, but I'm like, they're gonna see us.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
all right, well, okay, yeah, you guys don't know
Yeah, I thought,
how close they have to be or
Yeah.
anything like that, but you
Right.
do know that
We
they
keep
have
a distance.
some ability. Okay, how far away about do you
30,
guys want to
30
stay?
feet? 30 feet away from them?
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. 30 feet. Sounds good.
We stay
what I would get.
like we keep a radius of 30 feet around.
All right. So, and then the two of you are not far behind. How
I figure
far
we're
back
kind of
are
walking,
you?
like we
We're
gave
kind
him
of we
probably
like kept give him a little head
a
start.
little head start, and then maybe we can come around as a distraction to
Cool.
help.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll say what do you guys think? Probably you guys are maybe
30, 60 feet,
60
maybe?
feet. Okay,
60
so you guys are walking, and then you two are 60 feet ahead of them, invisible. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, you guys, the two of you are invisible, and you kind of go off to the side. The Caldurians, go ahead and make me a stealth check. Just both of you are at advantage. But you never know. Someone could roll really poorly.
What is that, like 79? It's gonna be really high.
Like a 31.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
21.
Yeah, you got okay. So
Love
the
it.
Caldurians
I was getting
completely
ready to get a
oblivious to the two of
distraction,
you.
but
Cool.
As they walk by, you just hear them, and they're just like, it's just nonsense conversation. Just like, oh yeah, the bunks aren't really great in like the North Barrack. It's like, yeah, the South Barrack, they're better beds, and it's like they're both like tugging at their collars, like, fuck yeah, the heat out here. Ugh. It's so much cooler in Oak Spire. Ugh. And like just kind of nonsense. The two of them walk past completely. You guys do not notice. But the whites,
Yeah.
like as they're marching, they both just like stop, like, and they stick. And both of them, like at the same time, their heads just. And they don't
Spooky.
they don't like lock
Yeah, of
onto
course.
you necessarily. Like you
But
can't, they don't like,
feel.
but they sense something.
Mhm.
And they start walking towards the two of you. They don't speak or say anything. They just
What do the guards do?
the guards like go for like another 10 feet or so, and then they stop hearing the marching behind them, and they like stop and turn around. So at this point, the two parties are probably about 40 feet apart. But at this point, now you two come around the corner and are visible. So this is like the scenario,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You two are off to the side of the road. The whites are probably about 25, 30 feet away from you guys. Like they just stopped, kind of like they just stop and see you guys, or sense the presence of something living they did not anticipate being there. And then
we're about 20 feet from the guards.
you're about
living.
30 feet from the undead. You're about 50 feet from
50.
the living
Got it,
guards, and then you two kind of come around the corner, and you're probably about 40 feet away from those living guards
Got
as you guys kind of come around the corner. This road does, again, like it's not a straight pathway. It follows the sort of curves and natural lines of these series of mountains and foothills that you guys are in. So it is a very windy path, and it like changes elevation. It does feel like it's steadily going upwards at turns. So there are like some switchbacks and hard corners and that type of thing. But the path is very broken in different places as well, and there are parts that are eroded away. But as you guys do that, come around the corner, you two are spotted by the two living Caldurian soldiers who turn to you both and like, actually they don't have any reason to suspect because you guys look like Caldurian soldiers.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of like wave
Yeah.
and then like keep walking.
I'll kind of like shrug and point towards their whites as if to be like, what are they?
And then they turn around. Oi! What are you doing? And you hear that as one of the Caldurian soldiers. You see them come around the corner. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna keep walking as we keep
Yeah,
walking.
I assume
You guys
we're
are just
going to
moving?
close the distance.
Okay,
you guys are
closing the
As
distance.
nonchalantly as
Okay,
possible.
I want to try and get within 25 feet, obviously,
Okay,
if
cool.
we could
So
get
you
closer.
guys start to
Yeah.
close the distance as the whites and they're moving slow.
And they're coming
not,
towards us.
But they're like questing. Like you can see they're like,
Trying to find.
and their eyes are kind of like hunting around and looking for this thing that they sense. But they're
I'm just gonna like whisper. I'll take the one on the left.
Take the one on the right.
Okay.
Ready?
How far are they from us?
20 feet.
Go.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and have everybody roll
Okay.
initiative.
Okay.
Just to establish an order here
Of course.
operations. Nice. Okay.
No.
Oh no.
Critty.
Hey.
Pretty
All
pretty.
right. Love to
Yeah.
Oh,
hear
you
it.
got
good?
one?
Good, pretty? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted-
I want it.
This
Nice.
Natural
I got 2 of
19
those
is
in a
sponsored
row.
by Hero.
Hey, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Nice.
it is.
Am I able to do something right? Like as I say, go because like
I would say this one because you guys are like so close.
Yeah,
And this
they're right
one, I'm
there.
gonna
This is
say this is
it.
initiative as you guys go to move. You are interesting. They know you're there, so they're not surprised. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just straight initiative
But the
rolls.
2 soldiers would be.
The 2 soldiers would be surprised,
Cool.
yeah, because they are not
Love that.
expecting
Very-
anything
love that,
to
bro.
go
Yeah.
awry
yeah.
right now.
yeah.
So yeah, they will be,
and they're looking at us now. Or
yeah,
this way.
they're looking at those not you guys. They're looking at the
Well,
whites
they're looking at the
behind
whites,
you.
but-
Yeah.
They're about to be looking at us.
Yeah.
Did you determine last session if the whites had any?
I did. Yeah, and I believe I mentioned
Oh
it.
yeah, you did.
They are resistant to necrotic and immune to poison. That's what I've written down here.
Cool. So don't use necrotic.
So use necrotic poison.
Exactly.
So
Use that
necrotic
necrotic poison.
Your dead ass.
Well, those are things that I can specifically very easily do. So it's good to not.
All right, cool. I'm gonna add some turns here, and then we are gonna go 20 and above.
Me, 23.
20.
Holy
21.
shit.
Wow.
So like,
Surprise, motherfucker!
it's like
Wow, these
I'm the
guys
weakest
are-
link with a 20. Like okay.
Jeepers. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
We are
this,
fucking ready.
this is
Ain't
gonna
playing
be,
around here.
this is
We're
gonna be over quickly.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool.
Just everybody is above 20. That's I
Yeah.
love that for us.
Great.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, I love
Cool.
that you're going
So
up in
20 and
there
above.
first.
Sorry again.
You were
23.
23
I was-
Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I was 22.
Okay, so 23, 22, 21.
21.
And
20.
20.
Jeez. Okay.
Guys, great job.
Great,
Guys,
great job.
wow.
Great job. Great job.
You know what?
Great job.
Session's over.
Great job.
23,
I think we won.
22.
Did we win
Astronaut.
D&D? We won
Guy.
D&D.
We win, DD?
And sorry, Kelly, you were 21?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And then 20 is secret.
Yeah.
Wow, the rogue is going last with an initiative of 20. What is that
What's
like?
happening?
I love that.
Okay,
What is
cool.
life?
So like as you hear this, oi, what are you doing? And then you go, 1, 2, 3, go. And you guys
And
And literally all of
you
Yeah.
you Olma kick us off. So go ahead.
But
What
I
happens
can't,
here?
I can't see you, book.
Yeah.
No, you
it.
cannot.
How far
We all
away
felt
are
the impulse at the
the
same time.
guards from the whites?
And by the time this all like kicks off, the guards, so the distance basically between you guys,
See the footsteps.
the guards and whites are like, I think I said 40 feet. If I fuck this up, whatever. 40 feet apart between the whites and the guards. You guys are 20 feet from the living guards. You guys are 20 feet from the whites. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, she's like, you guys are all
We're on the road. The whites
yeah.
are off to the side with
Yeah,
the other two.
pretty
you two.
much. Yeah.
Cool.
So, all right. So, Olma, yeah, you kick off initiative for us. So, what are you doing here?
Okay, so I'm pretty far away, but
Mhm.
not that far. So I'm gonna move 10 feet further back.
Okay. Cool.
So 10 feet away from the white.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't need to be close.
true that.
And I'm going to bring my hands to my chest
Mhm.
and open them out.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say, stay there. And I'm going to cast mental prison
Oh, jeez.
on the
Christ.
white that
Get
I'm
it.
targeting.
Hell
Why
yeah.
would you do that?
The left
Oh
one,
my
right?
God. Okay. You cast mental prison on the one on the. Okay, I'll just the one on the left. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, sounds right.
That's the one you
Wow.
He needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
DC what?
20.
No big.
They used to be smart.
Natural one.
Hey!
For a
got-
total.
hell
For a
yes.
total of 1.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
undead. They'd
man.
be real.
Their
dumb.
brains
Yeah,
do be
their
rotten.
brains are gone.
Oh, wait. Can psychic damage hurt them then? Yeah, it can.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
just
okay.
really stupid. They're just undead is all. But
Well,
yeah.
then the question is it going to try and get out of my cell or not on their
That's
turn?
a great
but
question.
the first thing to do is on a fail, it takes 5d10 psychic damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll
Yeah, it
5d10 then.
And I don't know what would be dangerous to a skeleton, like what they would envision
Ooh.
as dangerous to them.
Interesting.
To a
That's
white.
what's hurting them.
Because that's well, it's not hurting them. It's just what they're surrounded by.
Yeah, like what do
Like-
you? Ooh, what does Olma think that an undead is
Yeah,
afraid
that's a good
of?
question. What does Olma think?
Mm.
Fire,
Interesting.
So it's just like tons of flames around them.
Gotcha.
Or like their mom telling them, no, you've been a bad boy. No, it's just fire.
Okay, just fire.
For a second, the fire takes the shape of...
Just a woman just whacking her finger. Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
Waving a big wooden spoon at them.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Rosie,
so yeah,
just Rosie.
This thing is suddenly like, and you see there is this like dull sort of, like this very dull, icy blue glow that emanates from like deep inside of the sockets of the sunken sockets of these creatures. And for a moment you see as those eyes like kind of begin to dart around wildly as it attempts to reconcile what it was seeing a moment ago with what it's seeing now, which is just a vortex of flame surrounding it. So go ahead and roll those 5d10 psychic damage.
Fantastic.
And then Flynn, you're on deck.
Cool.
I don't know why I grabbed so many. 1, 2, 3,
Do it.
5.
More.
It was like I was preparing for the other thing to happen. The 10d10. I was preparing for it to leave already.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
Reroll that, too, right?
It goes to the max. I don't have to re-roll it. It just goes to max.
You forgot you did that, didn't
I
you?
forgot some of these spells have such huge damage dice. I'm like, oh, d6, but nope. Some are very big.
Yep.
It's a d10.
So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 43 points of psychic damage.
43 points of psychic damage. Jesus
You did that.
Christ. Okay. And this thing, like, you see as it, like... And like it kind of like begins to like reach up and like claw at its own head, trying to figure out like, and like almost begins to like claw outwards, like to protect itself from something. It is alive, barely, or undead, barely. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Not completely dead.
It is animated still. There we go. It's animated. Okay.
And it can't see or hear anything beyond it, and it's restrained.
So it's just restrained in a vortex of flame in a prison of its own mind, created by a 12-year-old.
So but if the target is moved out of the illusion, makes a melee attack through it, or reaches any part of its body through it,
Yep.
then
okay.
it takes additional damage.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome. That's Alma's action. Anything
That's
else?
my turn.
Okay, cool. That ends Alma's turn, brings us to Flynn. You are 5, 10, 15 feet basically
Sure.
away now at this point.
Maybe a little bit of overkill. I don't know.
No such thing.
I'll run up. I'll just run up, and as I'm running up, I'll bonus action summon the sword.
Okay,
Of course.
cool.
Do it.
I will wait to summon it until I'm next to them, and I'll summon it at 3rd level.
Okay, you're gonna Shadow Blade?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that is 3rd level, so
Yep. Okay.
do I
so
roll now or?
Yeah, so
Okay.
go ahead and I'll say go ahead and roll right now. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. You are aiming. So you have been casting a lot of magic. The DC is going up. So I'm gonna say you have to beat a 7.
16.
Okay, you're good.
I don't add anything. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Okay.
I'd say everybody that is not Olma, your wild magic DC is now a 7 because you've been expending magical energy, and the chances of it begin to go up the more and more that you.
Well, I
cast.
did get it recently.
Yeah. Oh, yours reset. So
Did it reset?
Or did it?
When I did lightning bolt, I think it would. No.
Oh, you're
or when I
right.
did.
He went off.
Twin
He
strike.
propped
It did go off. Okay,
was
so
one of the
you're,
two.
You're at 5. Kellic and Seeker, you guys are at 7.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll bring the Shadow Blade up
Okay.
at 3rd level,
Yep,
which
yep,
makes it 3d8.
Okay.
And I will go in for an attack on. Let's say I go up to the one on the right.
Cool.
Of our.
All right, go and
thing.
roll some
I'll go
attacks
for it.
for me.
And that is plus 10. Ooh, re-roll that one. For a 10 plus 10 is 20.
Hits. Go and roll damage.
Yeah, almost like I trip on the first one, and as I fall, it kind of just goes right
Nice.
into their stomach.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
this cracked road.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that is these. Oh no, 3. Ooh. 14 points of psychic for the first attack.
Cool. All right.
Second attack is 19.
19 hits.
Amazing. Another really low roll. Not
What are we doing over here?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Talk to those dice, bro.
Hey, 13 points of psychic.
Okay. All right. And one more attack.
It's better. True. 21 points of psychic on the last one.
Okay. Cool. 21 points. of psychic on
1,
last
2. Oh, actually, it's up to you if I can, but I'd like that last one to be on the other one.
one. The other one?
Yeah, the one next to
Okay.
it.
Sure. Yeah. They both. Hang on. What was it? 21 points?
21 points on the last one.
Okay. Oh no.
So
Would he have to go between?
Well, I don't know.
Between them?
You will leave the reach of one.
Then I'll just be
do
between.
that.
Can I be between them?
Oh yeah, never mind. Then
Let's say
you
I'm
can do
between
that.
them.
There you go. You don't leave. You don't leave with the one.
1,
for each,
2,
so.
turn around 3,
Cool.
and then because
Did you roll for the third attack?
Yeah, I rolled. Did I roll for? Maybe not. 14 plus.
Yep,
24.
okay.
Sorry about
Cool.
that.
Cool. All
yeah.
right.
So so
And you're
out of
between the
their
two of them?
wounds, that mist is kind of slightly just seeping out.
Cool.
And that's my movement, my bonus, and my action.
Awesome. All right. Flynn, that ends your turn. Kellic brings us to you. Flynn is betwixt these two Caldurian soldiers who are like, what the? And like starting to pull out their,
I thought you
trying
were
to
my
go to pull
friend.
out their weapons. Well, that'll go well. But Kellic, your turn.
Okay. So Flynn's between these two guys,
Mhm.
and they're disconcerted.
Yes.
I will flip my hand up, and from the center of my palm, almost as the 3-ring symbol becomes this ephemeral, incandescent gap between my flesh and somewhere distant, these like tendrils fly out and prylige, and I'll cast Hold Person
Oh,
at level 3, so I'll target both of them.
Whoa! Let's go.
boy.
Wild magic.
Yes.
Why are you
Yeah.
It's a
doing
13.
that? Okay.
13, you're good.
Because
That's
Hero
7.
Forge doesn't let me down.
That's
No, they don't.
And they gotta save.
Wisdom
against
save. The
20.
one on the left, 8. The one on the right, natural 20.
Dang.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Crit.
No! Bonus action or reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reaction.
Tides of Chaos?
No, my reaction is
luck?
bend luck.
Oh.
What's the range?
Okay.
But they might add something too to the natural 20.
Well, I mean, so you can subtract from a roll, right?
Mhm.
What is the range on Ben Luck? You guys are
4.
about
It's a Oh.
the range.
I know you backed up to.
You're
that
40
I
feet.
can see.
You're 40
That
feet
I
away.
can see.
Oh.
It doesn't have a range.
Doesn't have a range.
That
Easy.
Crazy
The
go
range
nuts.
is that I
What?
see you.
You
Yeah.
can definitely
That's
see him. That's
insane.
insane.
That's so good.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So the natural 20, it does go. Okay. Go ahead and roll d4s
We'll just try.
because there's no
How
such
many
thing
do
as
you-
an automatic success on a saving throw.
Right.
True.
It's only on an attack
Only
roll.
on, yeah.
Do you roll more than one? You said d4s.
Yeah.
No, it's just one
depending
D4.
on
Oh, just
One
one.
D4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, it's a reaction. I got one.
I see.
3.
3, 20 plus 0 minus 3, 17.
What's your save?
20.
No way.
Yeah. They have
That's the reason I
exactly
did
a
it.
plus
No, that's
0.
great. I didn't know you were saying, but that's perfect.
Because these are
Let's go.
they're veteran soldiers, but they don't have any bonuses to their wisdom
Yeah.
save. So
That's
he rolled a 20
I
minus 3.
I look over
All
and see
right.
that Kelly has done something.
Yeah.
And one person is still and the other one is
you
like
see one's like pulling out and like
And these tendrils, all, like the same sort of cables I'm always sorting through, they leap out from and they disconnect from my palm as they like coil around them and freeze them in
and
their
then freeze them
yeah.
in place. And you
Like
see
literally as they're going like, what the?
yeah, and those threads like begin to fall away from one of those.
and I see that as the threads start to fall away, I say, over here! To try and distract him, because I'm invisible.
Yeah, and he just looks, and then the threads like snap
I love
onto
that.
him
Awesome.
and completely like re-ravel.
That's awesome.
And he is like also, as he's like, huh? And then stuck. And they are both held.
So
Oof.
sick.
Amazing. Amazing spell.
Okay. Wow.
Great
Kelly,
job.
action? Anything?
Teamwork.
Anything?
I'm
It was
good at
good.
wild magic. Yep, and I'll end my turn there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That ends. Kelly's turn brings us to Seeker. You are up.
Come on, Sika.
With that first white, is there any do I see any of that? Because that's all psychic
No,
and
it's
mental.
psychic,
So
so
there's nothing that
you-
would
mm-mm.
deter
Well, it
me
would
from my
stop and
original
it's-
plan.
But yeah.
Does it seem less intent on?
It looks like the only thing that you notice is it's like almost like it's raising its hands and like
pretty
acting
fluent in
weirdly
white
defensively.
body
Yeah,
action.
all right.
So
Of course you are.
You could also ask
because of
me
all the undead.
what
you
I
can-
did.
Well,
Took extra
also-
confusion that.
Yeah,
you backed
yeah.
up, and I don't know that.
But
Oh,
no,
no.
Oh, yeah.
all you can tell is that it is no longer fixated on either of you. It is, but you've also seen Oma use this spell before.
Yeah, you have.
You've seen this type of behavior in a bunch of ogres and giants in the past, as well as some other folks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you've seen this kind of behavior,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you see that it's like not paying attention to anything around it anymore.
Yeah. So I'm just going to. Actually, I think my cone. I think I can get him.
Gotta scoot that cone.
I'm gonna scoot like 5 feet up If
Right
I
here.
need. So I'm gonna draw Silverwind.
Okay.
And
Heyo.
I'm going to use it's nice awakened ability to shoot
Okay.
a cone of cold at these two whites.
Dude,
All
such a
right.
cool spell.
Are.
Once again, you lift Silverwind and you see as that very small, like stylized dragon along the hilt uncoils from the hilt. And then like as it turns from like the lacquered black that it is into like a gray and then a silver
Like the idea,
and then a
'cause
blue
I'm
white.
invisible. Like
Yeah.
that's the first thing you see as I start to come back into.
Oh yeah. And then like the
Yeah.
rest of you fades in
Yeah.
around it and you see as it unfurls and then that little tiny like stylized dragon grows and swells and then turns into what you see is a massive like draconic form. And you actually make a nature check for me, Seeker.
Ooh. I'm good at that, right?
Are you?
We're gonna learn today.
You're good at a lot of things. Goes by many names.
We're going real far down the list.
It's alphabetical.
I pinned mine. That's a 12.
Oh, you pinned it.
12. Okay. It's not a very high DC. The thing that you see before you, this like draconic form, appears a little more like solid than it has been in the past.
Ooh.
Awake!
And you see like as that
What?
small like a stylized dragon as it unfurls, you see this like draconic form emerge from this like blue-white mist. And as it opens its mouth, you see just like the neck and chest and wings of a huge silver dragon with like a long crest, a big crest along the spine of the head as it and just whoosh, cold air
Oh, yeah.
blasts out from it as it kind of like
terrifying.
dissipates into
I love it.
Terrifying.
as yeah,
Fred.
now
like
now
that in
that the sword has become more attuned to you, the effects of it become a little more anchored in reality.
Let's go.
no, yeah.
And the silver dragon energy that is stored and latent within this sword begins to manifest.
Huh. Okay.
So go ahead and roll me some damage, and I got
I don't
con
even-
You have
saves.
a deck save.
Dex?
Yeah.
Oh no.
DC 16.
Oh, God.
I've got
no
some D6s.
Roll
to
damage,
roll.
puppies.
Dex.
Yeah. 16.
Those are white acrobats, right?
One is. one did.
One did it.
One rolls a 21 on its save, and then the other one rolls a 6.
So,
I will say that
One
the
hit.
one to the south, the one closest to you,
Mhm.
fails, and the one to the north that was done by Olma, that one fails.
does it get?
Does your thing give it disadvantage or anything?
Yeah.
or-
Is it
no.
like?
It's restrained.
So I
It
rolled
doesn't have-
25 points of damage. So
Wait,
the
It's restrained.
So it
Yeah.
Does that help with
automatically
dex save?
It does roll a disadvantage.
Ah.
Is that the one that
If
saves?
it's restrained, I think.
let's see.
Restrained. I believe it is.
And
Creature's disadvantage on dex throws.
Yep, that's
One of the
It's
three
one of the
cards.
things I
Nice.
always
Perfect.
worry about.
There we
so
go.
then that
Yeah.
Get 'em
yeah.
that takes. I mean, I roll. what I
Inadvertently
do
help?
typically with these is because of the way Roll20 is set up, it rolls at advantage automatically. So if it's at advantage, I take the higher. But if it's not, I just take the first roll. And if it's disadvantage, it's whatever's lower. So that brings it from a 21 down to an 11. So they both.
Oh, they both fell. So they both take
fail.
25 points of.
25 points.
Oh, yeah?
Okay,
Yeah.
the one
Oh,
up
yeah, dude.
north freeze and then shatters.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
amazing.
Between you and Olma. That
Beautiful.
one is dead.
Nice.
The
Good job.
one to the
Teamwork.
south
Mhm.
takes 25 points of cold damage. Wait, does it? Nope. Yep. Not resistant to cold. Just poison.
Just
And
poison.
Necrotic.
Well, wait,
Necrotic. All right. Cool.
I want to try and close. Can I close the distance? How much did I move? I moved-
Absolutely. Yeah. You're.
Yeah.
You're. fine.
I'm gonna stab it with
Dust
step.
step. Okay. Cool.
I'll get these out of there.
Very good.
All right. Go ahead.
Ooh, I should have left them in.
Well, that's an 11.
All right. This one, as you rush forward towards it, it uses its longsword and parries your strike out of the way. Again, moving and like as you get close, the thing about these is they move weirdly mechanically, but very swiftly in that space. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like it waits till the last possible second before,
That's cool.
and then
Yeah.
like readjusts.
Kind of cool.
All right, cool. That is going to end its turn.
It'd
Brings
be
it
cool
to
if we did it.
the veteran. The veteran is surprised and paralyzed. at the end of its, it can't take actions or reactions. Can it repeat the save at the end of its turn? Even though it's surprised, it still has a turn. It just can't do anything on the turn.
Yeah, right. So that's a good question. I don't know the answer.
Okay,
we'd have to look at surprise condition.
It just says that you can't take actions or reactions on. With surprised. At least
you could probably make a saving throw. I guess that makes sense.
At the end of your turn. Let me I believe it just means that like you have the surprise condition, your first turn goes away, like you can't do anything.
Right.
And then your turn ends.
Right.
So it is an end of turn save, so it's gonna attempt.
Yep.
These things are not good at these. That is a 19, so fails.
Damn. He's rolling
he rolled
crazy
really
good.
well.
That's
Yeah.
scary.
19 and a 2.
Goodness.
That ends his freaking turn. Stupid
Can I
idiot.
make this easy?
That white's
Yeah,
dead.
right.
This white. Okay, so the white in front of you, the one that is still alive, Seeker,
Uh-oh.
is going to make an attack.
He may
a couple
try.
attacks at you.
He
So
may
the
try.
first thing it's going to do, it reaches out. This skeletal hand is going to attempt a life drain attack on you.
No.
6.
Yay!
And then it whips around with the long sword and.
So like it just parried me with its like
Yeah.
long sword, and I parry with silver wind.
So you guys just as it reaches out to you and you parry the hand away.
And I just wink at
and
it.
then it flips around with the long sword and you lift it up and cling, and they meet, and it's a 13 to hit you on the long sword.
That's awesome.
So that is that. I mean, it's life drain
Dude,
and then
slick.
1 sword attack. I don't think you can do anything else.
Probably
2
not.
long swords. It can use life drain in
Probably.
place of 1 attack.
To me? Nah.
No bonus actions.
Probably all it's
Stupid
got.
idiot. The other veteran.
Undead idiot.
The other veteran is again surprised, and
Undead
his
idiot.
turn. He's going to attempt to
Try to
save. 11.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay.
So that is it for them. Alma, back to top of the initiative.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
She's like,
One of the baddies got to go.
thank you.
sure. I'll just get close.
Okay.
I'll just kind of walk my way up. I've got 40 feet of
50,
movement.
25 feet of movement gets you there.
And I'm just gonna put my hand out in front of me
Mm-hmm.
and make a little triangle
Mm-hmm.
and say boo, and cast Burning Hands
Burning.
All right.
at 4th level.
Dex save.
Dex save.
18. Fail.
Fail.
Oh,
Thank you
jeez.
for
Okay,
walking
go ahead and
up.
roll
Get 'em.
some damage for me.
I can
All
do
of it.
that.
And then wild magic for me.
Oh, I need to do 2 wild magics.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to remember every
Yeah.
time.
1, 2, 3,
It's-
4, 5,
yeah,
6.
It is tough.
One of them things.
I'll try and be
That
better at
goes
it.
to
too.
Max.
Oh, Max, let's go.
Christ.
18. Sorry, that's. 8. Nope, I can't do it like this. Can't do it like that.
You can? It's so easy.
30 points of fire damage.
And for the second time today, Alma's fire consumes a creature, and and you see as like
Bye.
thin, emaciated, burned and blackened skeleton of this undead white just like crumbles to the ground in soot.
Love that.
And it looks like just coal pieces fall to the ground. And that is, he's dead. Jeez, you guys are so strong.
We're so strong.
So my
strong.
first
We're so
wild magic succeeds.
Okay.
I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Yep.
Second one also succeeds.
Crazy.
All
That was a
roll.
20 and a 19.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool. So
Good
Alma's
work.
wild
My
magic does not go off.
second
The
natural
white,
twenty.
That's just, yeah.
the
I
white
love
are
it. Keep
handled.
that
the
one.
void.
Keep that one safe.
There's 2 different ones.
Flint
Oh, no.
Fellow Eve.
Yeah.
You are within 5 feet of 2 paralyzed creatures. You
I
are
line 'em up,
rolling
you're knocking
at
me out, buddy.
advantage.
I love it.
And if you hit, these are automatic crits.
Yep. So I'll turn to the one that I've hit twice already.
Yep. Okay.
Start with that one.
Yep.
I mean, I can reroll it because it's a 1, but yeah, 27.
Yeah, and it's an
it's a
automatic crit anyway.
So that's 3 of these.
will you, Flynn? On it!
And so that's
Alex
3.
sets them up and Flynn knocks them down.
So that's
So
3.
Seeker and I do too.
Yeah.
Dream team.
Jeez.
3d8
So
Invisible
24,
plus 7.
31.
That was good.
12. Yeah. 12 plus 17 on top of that.
They call him Bo Binny.
You said 31 plus
48 points of damage from a single attack.
Right in the center of the chest.
Just, and you see as the eyes just like go slack and wane, and this soldier just collapses.
Quick and merciful.
Yeah,
And
just
then-
completely.
Yeah, I'll go
folds.
attack the other one.
All right, go ahead and roll for your attack.
28.
Yeah, hits. Also an automatic
So
crit.
31 plus-
and then roll 3d8.
Jesus.
This is
Another 16.
16.
Yeah.
47.
So it's stabbed through the chest, and then if I don't know, does it
Dude, it's gone.
stab through the chest, and then I kind of just like flick it, so I'm holding it backwards,
Oh.
and then so stab.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then that one goes like up and in through the side of this other creature who's like stuck trying to pull its sword out, and just same thing like, and then is like held there by Kelly's magic, like upright,
Oh no.
and it's gone. They're both dispatched,
Mm.
and we are out of initiative.
Well,
And I'll drop them, let them drop.
And they both fall to the ground and collapse.
As they fall, could I search through pockets for any type of, I don't know, any type of papers, any information, and
Yeah.
goodies?
Go ahead
I'm
and
gonna-
make an investigation
I'm gonna
check.
take my hood off. Was that
Okay.
about 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and make an investigation check as you look into these soldiers'
Surely.
pockets. And I mean, yeah, the dust settles very quickly from you guys dispatching this last watch
I have
and change the
I
guard.
have exhaustion from.
I think you still do.
That's fine.
Yeah, because you guys pushed. That's right. 'Cause
I think it was
today
gonna be pushed and I
you're
failed.
trying to push
Okay.
into Primordia.
So
So,
this
yeah,
might
I
not
think
be
I
that
did too.
great.
yeah.
Oh, that's cocked. Okay. So that is.
Oh, no.
17 for the investigation on whichever
Okay.
one I picked.
Yeah,
first.
yeah. So as you look to the soldier on the left, you begin to rifle through their pockets. You find a smattering of coins. You find basically what amounts to like probably a gold and 15 silver or something like that. So 2.5 gold pieces
Okay.
about. You find a deck of cards, like of worn, just like playing cards. And then like an assortment of just kind of like odds and ends. You see like a whetstone and some other like personal items. Like you find a really nice, like straight razor that apparently this guy carries around with him at all
Okay.
times. And then on the other one, you see the same thing, like basically an assortment of like personal items and what amounts to about a gold piece and a half worth of mixed silver and mostly silver and copper, actually. Yeah. Just a little bit of pocket money. You also find on the one on the right, you do find a smoking pipe and a small leather pouch of what looks like some form of like pipe tobacco.
Okay, cool. I'll stash all that in the bag of holding.
But yeah, no, like you don't find any like papers or
Okay.
orders or anything like
Regular
that.
guard,
Like,
like-
yeah, just kind of, yeah, these are just, honestly, like, and as you, like, Flynn, you have experience within the Ironlight Collective, and then all of you, you know, this experience in the war, this is kind of like a shit duty, like having to come all the way out here and
Yeah.
like sit in the desert.
Yeah.
So yeah, these guys, they didn't bring much with them, and they don't appear to have any information that is worth, you know, outside of like their personal items, not much in the way
Sure.
of information.
Nothing much on them. Oma, Seeker, you guys okay?
Yeah, light work.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Ex Coco. And I'll go wherever these poor souls.
Yeah. Okay. Kellic.
Ooh.
Normally, when you send on a soul,
Yeah.
there is a connection that you feel, a passing, a kind of an absence, something that goes away. There's a tug in a different direction. Like there's something that is trying to keep these not even here,
Mm-hmm.
just not let them go on.
Do they go eventually?
They do.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But there's just a moment
Mhm.
that registers for you. The deep familiarity of this ritual
Right.
you have done
Countless times.
hundreds, if not
Yeah.
thousands of times. There is a resistance here. And I don't know that Kellick's ever felt anything like that before.
Well, once in the temple to Elduria.
Is this to the whites or the guards?
Both, right?
And this didn't happen to the guards before.
It did. Or no, not before, because we've gotten closer. Sorry.
Ah.
Ha!
Seeker, you want to send a message back to Kira to let them know they can come forward?
Oh yeah, yes. Kira, we got the gods. You can come.
I saw. And you look up and back, and she's just like, kind of around the corner. She's got an arrow knocked, but she's like, puts it back.
That was pretty cool.
And you see her vanish, and a few minutes later, you see her emerge once again around the corner as she has signaled to Drennick and the rest to continue on.
That's so odd.
What?
What's that?
Something was trying to keep these here.
What do you mean?
Their souls, their essence. The action of lichdom is to imprison one's soul separate from their physical form. It's the manipulation. It's soul magic. But I've never heard of a lich siphoning other souls off.
I mean, you think this one is?
Maybe. Maybe that's what they're building. Maybe it's going toward that.
Oh. And making it stronger.
I don't know. It's just a hunch. Something was trying to keep it here. The only other time that I've experienced that was with the sort of battle the old gods and the new gods were playing with over in that temple of Ilduria. With the ghosts there.
Might be worth keep doing that as we take things out.
Yes.
Because if it is making him stronger, that's just going to suck for us later.
Well, I don't know if it's going to make him stronger, so to speak. That's not well, this is all out of normal occasions, right? But what I understand of liches, it's not their modus. But maybe this thing that they're building. Some kind of connection, some kind of platform to the gods. I don't know. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled and our sensitivities, you know. But yes, I will keep trying to send them. It didn't happen before back there. So it must have something to do with the proximity.
Proximity thing, yeah. Maybe more of the answers will come to us as we get closer.
Do I see Drennick? Hey, Drennick!
And you just see as he dives, tucks into a dive, and then stops, and the dust all blows up. As he kind of like hops from one foot to the other.
Desolation. It wouldn't try to keep souls here, would it?
And you see as he like shifts back into his goblin form. No, desolation doesn't deal in souls. Why do you ask?
These ones, as I sent them on, there was a force pulling on them, trying to either keep them here, take them somewhere else. There's two possibilities that come to mind. It's either whatever they're building is siphoning souls, or maybe some former function of Primordia.
I don't typically send things on in the way you do.
Right.
Everything returns to the dust. But it's not something I've heard of here. So it's either new or it's been here and I just didn't know about it. What did it feel like?
Normally there's this sort of relief as it goes on. It just felt like something was sort of fighting for it.
And would this lich you're all looking for, what use would he have for souls?
To build an army?
Make himself stronger?
Do you think he's tied them to him?
Animate things? There is a process of animating other kind of suits of armor.
Do you think he's done something to the living people so that when they die they'll come back?
I think it's something about this place, because we're close now.
Maybe it's proximity to him then.
Or to the platform.
This place attracts undead, so maybe there's whatever that connection is.
I mean, order the phylactery.
Right. There's the phylactery. Oh, right.
The
phylactery calls the undead toward it, right? That was sort of what we've been given to understand.
So maybe it calls the souls too? I don't know.
To what purpose?
Reanimate more corpses? I'm not sure how that works out. I think usually the corpse is inhabited by the soul that's possessed in life. But maybe you can reanimate the same shell with a different soul?
Keep bringing something back over and over.
Aye.
If he is building an army, that would make sense. But desolation does not. Everything passes on.
Right, it's recycled that way, right?
Aye.
Given time to rest and become something else.
Something new. Life feeds life.
You sound like Shreya. All right, well...
Sounds very wise, your friend.
He's leading a whole nation, so he's pretty wise.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. I hope he's doing okay.
Well, I guess something to look for as we observe the corpses ahead.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are currently up.
He thinks for a minute. So, if any of my people have died or die,
Yes.
there's a good chance that
And we may find some reanimated goblins.
Maybe there's a way to save them. Their souls, right?
Their souls, aye. But if there's no way to save those that have fallen at that kind of scale.
Right. Just to bring them peace.
Aye. We'll be sure to see to that.
There's always hope. Right, Drennick?
in hearing the words echoed from his own story, you see as the corner of the big goblin grin twitches up in one side. We can give them peace and return them to the dust. But it's worth knowing, if you die here, maybe it's for good.
Oh, man. Like for good, for good?
Right. Like Zorkal doesn't come back for good.
Okay.
We're being careful.
No, I mean, if this is any indication, we're at top form.
Yeah. You mentioned
I'm
something.
feeling pretty tired now.
Kelly, I think, or maybe Drennick, you mentioned something earlier about it affecting souls, maybe the ones that are still up. Do you think it's affecting our souls right now? And I don't know if I can, but I'll try and just feel. Do I feel different?
Make a spooky vibes check. We haven't had one in a minute.
Yeah, there it is.
It was funny because I was watching. One of our Comic-Con clips popped up, and it was somebody making a spooky vibes check. And I was like, "Fuck! I totally forgot about that." So anyway,
do I make a spooky vibes check at disadvantage because I'm exhaused?
No.
Okay.
that one feels feels like a very special thing.
And then remind me what I add again.
It's
Wisdom.
it's D20 plus Wisdom mod.
Wisdom mod. Okay. 19.
19.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Flynn, as you kind of you close your eyes tight, and sort of reach out.
What do you think he's doing?
You being Flynn, maybe more so than almost anyone,
Truly have no idea.
is familiar with the effects of outside forces on someone's being.
Think he's trying to pray.
He's dancing?
I think he's thinking he's like trying to find his own soul.
And as you sort of like try to ascertain or feel for that mark, that shadow of external influence, you don't feel anything that is like currently affecting you. But there is a pall, like the sun doesn't shine quite as bright as it should around here.
I just hope he's not talking to, the Lord of Shadehold or anything.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, usually he's more subtle about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Talking to the Lord of Shadehold again.
No.
Making those faces feels weird because it looks weird.
No, well, they helped, I think.
Really?
I don't know if you guys are feeling it too, but it just feels
What's it?
grayer, dimmer. You guys feeling that?
I feel really heavy, but I think that's just because I used a lot of magic, so I feel pretty
Is it
tired.
just me then?
I mean, we've been traveling. We pushed a little bit.
I mean, I
further.
am tired, but it's different. It feels not as bright.
I believe you.
Yes, it's hard on my eyes out here, so it's
Well, not like in
a
that.
distinction I can't
Just
really
like
make. But
like with hope, it feels harder to believe in hope, I guess, in a sense. Does that make sense?
Well, I guess you're gonna just have to fake that you believe in it or something.
No, I mean, I'm good. It's just I feel like it's harder to reach. But I guess maybe that's just me?
no, I think there's every reason to believe there's an aura to this place
Yeah.
that is affecting us.
But if it's just affecting me,
No, you're the only one who did the weird face thing.
maybe you have to try the weird face things.
I don't want to try the weird face things. What if it sticks that way?
Right. I did hear that. My parents used to tell me that.
That's what Rosie used to tell me, so I just try.
Okay, so maybe it is true.
So, Janek, we'll move on and we'll try to look out for your people.
All
Right.
and not die. We don't want to die.
I'd
It's kind of
yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
yeah.
Well,
careful.
just don't die. We're good.
Yeah, just don't die.
It's always that simple.
We're quite good at
I
that.
think that was part of the plan anyway at the beginning. Nothing really changed.
No.
Just the fall is farther, I guess, if that makes sense.
More permanent.
Right.
Anyway, it's one of those fates worse than death, I think, also. Because we're talking about becoming undead. It's torture.
Yeah.
So, Dranak,
Do you think
said,
that's worse than if we had to work for the Shadehold man?
I have no earthly idea.
Would probably
worse.
still have to, right?
Oh, even as we're undead, that doesn't break the contract?
He might have to show.
It's not going to happen, though, so we're fine. We don't have to think about it.
Because if we didn't fulfill
Because maybe that'll just make them fight over who gets my body, and now it would be, or my soul, and now it'd be kind of fun.
I don't think you want that, Alma.
Okay.
Dranak, how far are we again?
Close.
All right, lead the way, please. I'm tired.
And he, and this time he shapes instead of a big massive form, he just shifts into like a normal sized
Yeah, that
bird
makes sense.
to try to draw less attention.
A little subtler.
And he flies up and above.
He's harder to see when he's small like that, but I think I can still see him.
Don't stare at the sun, Alma. Come on.
Okay.
All right. You guys push for another hour or so. It's getting to like the late afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Late afternoon, the sun, the heat is beginning to dissipate from the day. One thing also that just occurs at some point is it is Femiris. It is the coldest month of the year, and still the heat here is
Yeah.
debilitating.
Yeah.
As you guys push through this final hour, I'd like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Must we?
Yes, you must. Yes, you must.
Oh, that's cocked.
I don't like this part.
Here you go. You want-
You go ahead.
Go ahead first.
I like how you guys all share a tray. Like that side of the table shares a tray, that side of the table shares a tray.
You said con save?
Con save.
Not this time.
Ooh, maybe this time.
Not gonna get you, Seeker?
Not today.
All right. Flynn?
14.
14. You take a point of exhaustion.
Oh.
No.
Got that dirty 20.
Shit.
Nothing.
Dirty 20.
Nothing.
24.
You're good.
14. That,
No.
okay.
Man,
Two points.
it's so hot
Oh
out here.
no.
Yeah, it's hot.
That's pretty brutal.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Hold on. Not like trying to run, but I'm moving half speed.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys
All
got
right.
that camel still? Where is it? Oh, do I see the camel still? We
The
still have
camels,
one.
I guess you do still have them. Yeah. They're at
Yeah.
the back of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
brought up for you.
I'm just gonna go on. I'm gonna sit on that.
You want to ride? You want to ride on my back, on my shoulders?
I mean, I don't know. Can you carry me? I'm pretty sturdy.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, didn't he carry Tesla? I think he can manage.
All right, let me try.
Oh, wait, it was the other way around.
Definitely Tesla carried me. I don't
That's
know.
Seeker,
right.
just bend, get down a little bit lower.
Oh
Okay, and I'll,
man.
like, okay,
Uh,
all right, come on.
We also do have the...
The
And then
knees.
squat up. Nice. How
You
you
are
feel?
very dense.
I told you. It's muscle.
All right. So you carry Flynn for the last couple of miles here.
Complaining the whole way.
You guys, as the sun begins to fall in the sky, after another hour of travel, you round a corner in the basically round bend, and you see as the roadway begins to fall steeply ahead of you as the mountains open up, and before you, in a valley, surrounded by mountains on all sides, you see Primordia
No.
stretched out and away.
Fuck.
You see a sprawling city, but everything is thrown outwards and away from the epicenter,
Oh,
as
yeah.
if everything fell away from some central point at some time, a very long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You see shattered ruins of brilliant white and gray stone that have been hammered by the sun. You see scraggly bits of stubborn life that cling to elements of the stone from around you. But most importantly, you see that the city itself is almost laid out in a perfect pentagon.
Mm.
5 sort of this sort of shape of 5 sides.
Mhm.
And at the epicenter, you can just make out from this distance a structure, some form of edifice. Around it, you see 5 twisted black spires.
Mhm.
I like that.
Oh, it's the ziggurat in the.
And above Primordia, here in the center, for the first time brought visible that feeling that you had. You can see the sky is darker.
Mm.
Like the sunlight doesn't quite press down into the ruin the same way that it should. Almost like a bastardized version of Seeker's own aura. That soothing twilight that surrounds him sometimes, but instead perverted and twisted. And you can just, from this distance, see tiny forms moving along in the center of the city.
Still looking at the central construction. We have to destroy it.
Yes. It's such a bizarre thing. I mean, look at that. That's Primordia. It's simultaneously the most important city in the world, the literal center of Elbor, and also a temple to darkness.
That's his doing.
I never expected to see this place.
Right? Wow.
Well,
How do we...
Repair it?
Yes.
We'll find a way.
Mhm.
But I think we should get this army to safety first.
Oh, yes. And then we'll make a plan.
Yeah. Drenik?
And he's like sitting. He actually flies down and then just sits on the lands on the ground next to you, and then looks up because he's not very tall. It's his smaller bird form, and kind of cocks his head, and then nods, and then looks ahead at the ruins, and then takes off into the air.
I'll turn to the group. Do you think I can see forms in the center. Should we send some cockatrices or goblins, whatever we're calling them, in groups? Do you think it's okay to move a massive army in the open like this? We can kind of... What do you think?
As long as we can land somewhere, I can keep them safe.
But I mean,
from the undead.
The transit to there, if we can see those forms, they can probably see us. And if we have a group of... How many cockatrices are there?
Oh, yeah.
That might seem conspicuous.
60.
Yeah, we should probably break it up into smaller groups and try to stay stealth.
Well, why don't two of us go to the entrance and... Bless you, Oma.
Bless you. Bless you, Oma.
And two of us stay here and we can kind of send them off.
Thank you.
In groups. Maybe the two invisible people can go up ahead since it's safer.
Sure.
Maybe send groups of 10, do it 6 times.
That makes sense to me.
Don't know if I can do that right now.
That's okay.
I can go up front as well. I might need some time to prepare.
Okay. Do you want to go with Holma and then Seeker and I will stay back and keep an eye on the central platform, see if anything starts showing up, coming
Sounds
our
good.
way?
I'm dressed as a Caldarian soldier, so
Yeah, I still got mine.
I can
set up.
pass and.
So I'm just gonna guide the groups back and forth.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe
Herds. What do you call them?
Or
Multiple
maybe Drenik
cockatrices.
can lead them.
maybe
Drenik-
Drenik. Well, but I can go with. So Drenik should
don't-
go with me back and forth every time, probably,
Yeah,
right?
or
Drenik?
maybe if you two just want to stay at the end goal, we start at the start. Drenik can just move them in between, and then we can keep eyes. So you keep eyes on the
On
safe
either
house, we
end
keep
of the
eyes on our
journey.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. And Drenik can watch
So
over
then you
them
can
and
save
transit.
your cloak. You don't have to use it.
Okay.
As much.
Well, let's get to it.
All right, Drenik. Take
Okay.
a bit. Great. Oh.
I'll kind of so I can't be invisible, but I can let me scout ahead and look for a way to move us that's less visible.
Okay.
And I want to just try and scout a plan to map
Okay.
how we would walk to
Yeah.
be
Okay. So,
obscure.
the kind of the layout that you guys are looking at. I mean, these figures are distant, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can barely make out the movement of groups of people along the way. I mean,
we just because we're kind of up on
you guys
almost
are up
a
on
ridge.
a ridge. Yeah,
so
you guys are up
just
on a
to
rise.
try and reduce any kind of
Yeah.
movement,
Mhm.
just trying to.
Okay, so the plan is you're gonna go kind of try to scout a route ahead alongside Drenik, and try to see if there's an easy way to get to the place where he wants to take everybody, and then Olma's gonna go as well, and then
you're
Flynn and Kellic are staying behind with the dust goblins.
Sure.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. All right. So
Do good scouting.
let's see. You're gonna scout ahead.
Mhm.
Okay, Seeker. The sun is beginning to fall. It is not quite night. The sun is still in the sky. You begin to make your way down this sort of rise and make your way towards the outskirts of the city.
Actually,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind,
Yeah.
I would request to go with the first group.
Okay.
I'm going with the first group. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 are all going with the first group.
Or do you want me to wait with you? Because I thought I was supposed to go and.
Yeah, I guess
You
you were
were-
around a little bit. I know, and I'm also at disadvantage at a lot of stuff, so it might be good to have one
Someone
person with
should
me,
stay.
or
I'll
maybe
stay.
I'll just
I'll
go
stay.
with the first
no,
group.
No,
and
it's okay.
up
I'll
to you
stay.
guys.
I'll
Okay,
stay.
cool.
I'll stay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll stay. But also, yeah, I'll stay with Flynn.
Okay. So Olma and Flynn, you guys are staying behind with the dust
With the group.
dust callers.
Cockatrice, get it
The
right.
cockatrice.
I'm
excuse me.
digging through my bag.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Olma's digging
Cockatree?
through her bag. You got cockatry? I don't know. Cockatrices. So you guys, Kellic and Seeker, are going to go in the advanced party. You're going to take about 10 dust callers with you, right? Mm-hmm. And then Drennick is obviously going to try to lead the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's probably Drennick and Seeker kind of getting a good scout path together. Mm-hmm. And then Kellic, you're probably keeping eye watch on everything else.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear of the cockatrice.
Okay. As the two of you begin to make your way down with the 10, we're going to go ahead and enter into a skill challenge to see if we can navigate through the city.
All right.
With all of the impediments that are between you and the place where you need to go.
Like pebbles?
Right.
Cobblestones?
Pebbles and cobblestones. With the occasional scraggly bush.
Right.
Would Drennick be a part of it too?
Drennick is going to be part of the skill challenge because, yes.
Rocks in our shoes.
I'm digging. Yeah, so I'm digging for my bag. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to rest.
Kira,
I think probably.
Does Kira? Does she go with you guys? Kira will offer to go with the advanced party.
It's up to you, Seeker.
I think it makes sense.
Right. Grand.
And then Zivra and
Brovak
staying with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. Then we have more eyes.
So,
that's good.
You guys have Zivra and Brovak. You two have Kira and Drennick. Drennick is going to he begins to like fly, but one of the things that you notice is that he stays very low. Mm-hmm. Like once he gets over this ridge, he's like flitting from like thing to thing. He is not going above like any of the edifices or buildings.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to map. It's like, all right, we should go here, there, this tree, this boulder.
So as part of that, as we enter into the first leg of the skill challenge, what I will say is, Seeker, you, as you're beginning to, as he begins, I'm going to have Drennick actually kick us off.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the first thing to go. So we're going to have him, Drennick is going to make
Real good.
We'll see. Drennick is going to make a survival check to attempt to basically chart. Basically, he's trying to remember the quickest pathway in the mental map of like where he wants to take you guys. So we are going to have him. Where are you? Oh, that's why. Hang on. So Drennick is going to go ahead and make a survival check. You guys are looking for 5 successes before 3 failures.
Okay.
The DC on this for Drennick is going to be a 17, and he's going to go ahead and roll survival. Okay. As Drennick begins to fly off, you see he stays very low to the ground. He's flitting from boulder to boulder, and he takes you off to the north and basically east, kind of off of the path. And he begins to bring you guys into a series of like, at first you think they're boulders, but as you get a little bit closer, you see that they're far too uniform to be boulders. These are pieces of edifices and buildings that have somehow been hurled out here.
From the,
And you see, so he begins to like lead you through these things off to the north and the east, a little bit through this field. And you see as he begins to flit upwards and away and down and through these passageways until eventually, as the first like 30 minutes of this travel goes, you guys find yourselves beginning to push into the edge of the ruins proper. Now that you get in there, you realize the scale of everything here. Mm-hmm. The buildings here were massive. The city itself doesn't have a huge footprint. Mm-hmm. It's not an expansive, sprawling city. But as you look around at the evidence, it would indicate that almost everything here was huge and towering, beautiful spiraling edifices that reached towards the high mountain itself. This sort of ode to the gods and their grandeur, and it was reflected in everything that was here. And it is now shattered on the ground.
Was it human scale, or is it like giant? Like, is it something bigger scale, or can we tell?
It's human scale, but the grandeur of it, like it's just tall and everything's big. Although, it is entirily possible that giant stonemasons were somehow involved in the construction of Primordia.
So sick.
The stone giants are known in Elbor for their, sometimes are hired by humanoid civilizations as the more peaceful of the giant kin. They can be persuaded to contribute to stonework and masonry, and they are among the best in the world. But You begin to enter into the edge of the city. Drennick rolls a 21, constituting your first success
Let's
as
go,
he
Drenny.
pushes you into the pushes you into the borders.
Don't let me down.
So, as he does that, Seeker, you specifically are looking for this sort of pathway. How are you? Yeah, explain to me how Seeker wants to help.
He's doing that. Like I'm trying to mark that, so that, like, if whoever it is that goes back, just give notes to like follow, bringing people through the same path.
Okay.
Was my thinking. So I mean, I think he's pretty much done the work. I'm just trying to note it.
Okay, you're trying. Okay, so you're effectively trying to become a second sort of subject matter expert on this pathway. Also, there's an element that Seeker may be able to contribute in that Drennick maybe knows pathways, but Seeker knows how to not make a disturbance. So as you move, you see that while the dust goblins are they're stealthy, like they're good. As you're looking around with these 10 goblins around you, they're surprisingly adept at sneaking around in this way. But they're nothing compared to you. And you begin to sort of like, as you get in, you begin to whisper and like nudge and signal to the goblins like where to go, where to hide.
Yeah.
Get out, like don't walk there, pushing them into like the side alleys and the shadows, and begin kind of orchestrating the movement patterns of the group as they move forward.
Yeah.
I will say that is going to rely on your expertise in stealth and subterfuge. So go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Let's go. You good at that?
Are you at disadvantage because you're exhausted, or
Did you make
I
it?
am
today?
not
exhausted.
I think I only
Flynn's got 2 levels.
did you just
Everybody
get 1 though because you rolled a 14?
No.
No.
That was,
I rolled
that
that
that was
him.
Flynn.
Okay, so 16 succeeded.
Yeah, he had a
I had
dirty
like
20.
20.
Oh, you just okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm.
No, you're good.
You get like advantage or something, right?
Oh, no.
Oh wait, yeah, it's stealth.
That's a 15.
You're proficient in stealth?
Yeah, do you have like reliable talent or something?
I am proficient.
So what's your stealth mod?
13.
So it's a 23.
Yeah.
You can't roll below a 10.
Reliable
Reliable
talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a ride!
Yeah.
What a ride
Okay.
that was.
Okay.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I realized, of course, now I'm like, I set the DC and I'm like, well, never mind. Anyway.
If it's not over
Should've been
23,
third.
Yeah. So I should have set the DC higher. But as you begin to walk through this place, you do begin to you begin to orchestrate the movements of these 10 goblins who, especially like they're used to moving in nature. This is different. This is your territory. This is a city. This is man-made. There's patterns, there's pathways, there's sight lines that you know that they don't. And so you begin to push them in these subtle ways and nudge them and begin to signal them to go certain directions. That constitutes your second success.
Let's go.
As you guys begin to walk, the light begins to fade from the sky and the shadows begin to deepen.
Might be a good thing.
Might be a good thing.
As you carry on,
Does it look like the dust goblins do they appear to be struggling to see in their cockatrice forms or anything? Yeah, they're illusioned as cockatrices.
they're just illusioned as cockatrices.
And I assume
They can.
Yeah, they can see in the dark. Okay.
They can see in the dark.
Is it a kind of darkness that does it feel different than normal darkness?
That's a good question.
Oh no.
Kellic, as you look around, you have very good dark vision, thanks to your heritage as a seeker. And these goblins also have very good dark vision.
Yeah.
The shadows are hard to penetrate. You can't see as far into them as you should. Like the darkness is trying to suffocate the little bit of light that is remaining.
Oh.
It's encroaching faster, harder to look through. And Kellic, something begins to stir.
No.
Those shadows, you start to see them royal. At first, it's subtle. A flicker of movement out of the corner of your eye.
I don't like this.
A sense of a shape, something, an outline that fades away. And as you look, you can't quite penetrate the gloom. But after a while, after enough, something's there. And you're being followed.
When I catch wind of this,
Hate it. I hate it.
I will try to place myself close to those shadows that are moving. And I will, once we are in, like if as we're navigating, I'm assuming going through places with more or less cover.
Yeah.
When we are in a place of more cover.
Yeah.
Despond. And I will use my Radiance of the Dawn action. Which is part of being a light cleric now.
Light cleric things.
And I channel divinity to harness sunlight, banishing darkness, and dealing radiant damage. I present my holy symbol, and magical darkness within 30 feet of me is dispelled. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a con save, and they take radiant damage if they...
Hell yeah. That's perfect. Let's go.
Okay, so...
And basically, as like this like outline of white light travels up through the cracks in my arm that are normally engulfed in flame, and as they reach the top of my head and the 3-ring symbol lights up, it's just like a burst, like kind of horizontal, like cloud emanating from my forehead.
All right.
Channel divinity.
As you're walking forward, you begin to get into this, like, the buildings begin to almost force you into a tighter and tighter space. The rubble rising higher around you, but the shadows along with that begin to grow long and deep. And you start to feel the temperature drop even faster than it normally would. And Kellic, it's at this time that there is something in you, and you know, you felt this before.
Oh yeah.
And you see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shadows. Lingering manifestations of dread, and the cloying souls of things gone violently and too soon begin to close in around the group as they detach, and you call upon Famir.
Despond.
And outward and away in a ripple, this thin line and cloud of light crashes into them. And you see as they shatter and disperse, as the light fills in the shadows and the darkness is banished, and these 6 shadows are chased back and away from the group.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I'm just gonna mark that as a success, because that's fucking...
Hell yeah.
You used to channel the video. That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
And you see as these undead that were going to prey upon your group are banished away. Let's mark that as our 3rd success.
That's so freaking cool.
Okay. You begin to...
I try to give a reassuring nod to the cockatrices.
Yeah, you see that they're all like now like clawing together. They're attempting to follow Seeker's instructions as best they can. But now that they are this deep and you feel that sort of clawing sensation as the shadows are grabbing towards you guys, they are beginning to grow very fearful. And you guys see Drennick up ahead as he kind of like comes up and he begins to like hover in place and flap his wings, and you get a sense that you guys are close. And at this point, you hear the sound of the wind being like pushed, the sound of heavy wing beats. You don't see anything yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and have the last check be an all-out dash towards the safety of whatever shelter Drennick has for you. So
no,
I'm gonna roll for the Death Goblins. Kira, you guys are gonna go ahead and roll for yourselves. This is just gonna be a straight Constitution saving throw as Kira and Drennick like frantically begin to, or rather Drennick begins to frantically flap his wings and like circle and then begins to fly through the buildings as you hear this rising cacophony of wings on the wind. Okay, go ahead.
28.
28. Jesus, that's a lot. Okay. 28 for Kellic. Seeker?
11.
Okay. We're going to see how Drennick and Kira do. Drennick rolls an 18.
Drennick.
And Kira?
Thank you, Drenny.
Let's go, baby.
All right, Kira. Where are you, Kira? There you are. All right, so right now, we have 2 successes between Kellic and Drennick. We have 1 failure from Seeker.
Okay.
Kira's the tiebreaker.
Come on, Kira.
Come on, Kira.
Let's go.
She has a +7 to this roll.
Let's go, Kiki.
I'm going to roll this on a
Kiki.
normal dice. DC 17. That is a 10 on the dice.
17 exactly.
17
10 on the dice.
exactly.
17 exactly.
This non-TPK is brought to you by your.
Wow. Thank you, Hero Force! Okay, Kira rolls exactly a 17, constituting the group's 4th success.
Let's go.
As you guys are running and you're sprinting, you hear this wing beat, and you remember very specifically Drennick talking about something that would chase him out of the sky every time he tried to do his fly.
Yeah.
And he never remembered, he couldn't really get a close look at it.
Yeah.
And you guys begin to run.
Full of shadows.
You guys begin to run through these clambering streets, and you see Drennick is like flying low and fast, weaving through columns in the ruins. You're following this pathway, and you see ahead of you a building, like a large building with a domed ceiling that is like partially collapsed in. But you do see like somehow these columns that are holding up the bulk of what looks like a large structure of some kind. It looked like at one point it was largely like a sort of round structure with then an ancillary square section in the back. And that's basically the half that is closest to the city center is mostly collapsed in. And you can see some form of like, there was some bigger building next to it that shielded it from something, but then fell in.
Oh.
So there's like this large building, but there was something bigger next to it that fell into it, shielded it from whatever happened. But again, it stands. And you see as Drennick flies in through the bit of this sort of partially collapsed archway. At which point Kira turns around and she looks up at the sky, and you just see like this. You guys can't really make out exactly what it is. Go ahead and make perception checks for me, both of you.
It's a good day for rolls.
Yeah, I'm killing it. So,
Go ahead.
29 for me.
29?
16.
16. Okay. You guys, as you kind of look over your shoulders and you hear these wing beats, you see a large form, this like stretched and tattered skin with swaths of it missing. And you can see underneath to the organs and shriveled insides. 3 heads. One that appears to have like curling goat horns that go backwards in a way. One that is red scaled, that is mottled and missing and partially rotted. And finally, another that is a large serpentine head, but only the skeleton. There is no flesh. As a huge undead chimera is barreling towards the location where, and as you guys look up, you can see that it does not perceive you yet. And Kira reaches into her pouch and pulls out 3 arrows very, very quickly. And she like rummages through her bag, and you see as like she lights something, and she lights 3 arrows very, very quickly. And then she turns and away from you guys. She's going to attempt to distract it with light.
That's so smart.
And like throw something up into the air to just get it to go away in a general direction. So this is going to be just an attack roll. It is a DC 18.
Come on,
Once
girl.
again,
Come on, girl.
she has a very high bonus.
Come on, Kiki.
Let's go, girl.
Is that a critty? Is that a nat 20?
Natty 20.
Swear to God. I'm never leaving that dice. I'm never. Give it.
Let's go, custom
Hey,
dice.
You can't roll that when you're a bad guy.
dude.
Yeah.
I can only roll for good guys.
Only for good SMCs that are on our side.
Okay, fine. So good
Even
guy.
though I guess technically it has a red wolf fang inside of it, so
True, right? Yeah.
Good guy died.
True. Okay. So Kira, you see these 3 like things of flame, and as they come off, they kind of like poof, 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 like these little bursts of light almost.
Nice, so good.
As she sails them off into the dark with her longbow, these like they go 600 feet before they fall over on the horizon, and you see this thing peels off and away, chasing the light, as it is not a very intelligent creature. And you all
it's got 2 out of 3 brains.
pass. Yes,
Partial.
It's working at 60% capacity right now.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys pass into the safety of this shelter that Drennick has. One group down. Who knows how many to go? We'll pick up there next time.
Fuck! That was 10 out of 60.
Don't worry. You guys know the route now.
Right,
so
right.
the first one was the hard one. Like the first one's the hard one. They're all not going to be that hard.
Yeah.
But awesome. Great job, guys. That was fucking cool. Love to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed watching as much as we did playing. We'll catch you next time. Bye, nerds.
Goodbye,
Nerds!
Hey, nerds. Seth here. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, do all the things on all of your favorite platforms so that you never miss an episode of Venture Forth. Goes without saying, we don't miss any Venture Forth in these households. Don't forget to check out our merch store as well for some awesome Venture Forth stickers. Hopefully some other stuff maybe in the future. I don't know. We'll find out. And of course, it goes without saying, but joining our Patreon is really fun and comes with some awesome benefits like exclusive content, behind the scenes access, and just some fun stuff that we do for all of our patrons. We'll catch you next time. Bye, nerds.